Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine on the Navy Sports Network. Coming up, the water polo team, the latest to get to dip their water into the athletics pool here in 2021, and that's a good sign as the 33 varsity sports at the Naval Academy start to try and get all of their schedules underway here in the winter spring. Joined now by water polo captain Bobby Lee. Bobby, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. I got to imagine for you and your teammates, finally the anticipation of being able to get out and compete against somebody coming up as you all take on LaSalle this weekend. What's it like now to finally have a target to shoot at here with a real opponent coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we've been working hard. We've been conditioning a lot and been finally starting to get the balls out. We've been scrimmaging a little bit, and the guys just they can't wait to jump in the water and really, put the, show what we're about.
For you and your teammates, what's been the most challenging part of preparation now and just trying to get yourself into physical condition and ready to play a real game finally coming up here?
With all the ROM and the quarantine stuff, it was definitely some hurdles we had to go through, a lot of sacrifices we had to make. Not being with the whole team is a bummer, but ultimately the guys have made the best of it, and whatever pool time we had, we utilized the best of our ability, and it's definitely paying off.
At an institution which demands discipline, have the protocols been a challenge, or is it just something else that you add to the list of things that you all have to kind of take into account each and every day as a student athlete at the Naval Academy?
I would say the challenge is not being with the whole team, but in terms of, the times we're able to get it, and it's just another thing we add to our schedule. Obviously, we're in season, and practice is a big priority, something we all take very seriously. But with a lower roster number, with all these protocols and how disciplined we have to be with that, it's definitely not ideal, but we're making the best of it.
I was going to say, is that something that literally maybe only gameplay now will allow you all to find that rhythm, find that chemistry as you try to get out here and keep these W's that you're hoping to get coming up here on the weekend?
I think our team chemistry is there. We've been working with our team chemistry all last fall. Everyone knows the plays. Everyone's well conditioned. Just a matter of fine tuning a few things in these next couple weeks before championships.
Water polo has been a big part of your family. Obviously, your sister Eleanor played at Loyola Marymount. What got you all into water polo, and how long have you been involved in it?
It was funny when I was a kid. I wasn't very good at many other the basic sports like basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis. I tried out for a few different sports, and I ended up playing water polo with one of my buddies, and I tried it out, and everyone there was like not very good. You're starting out at 10, 11 years old. And I was like, you know what? I think I could stick with this. And I've always loved the water. I ended up loving it, sticking with it. And I played since I was 10 years old. So it's been, since then, definitely have improved my game. I focused on it, did swimming on the side, but definitely that was kind of the sole reason how I got into it.
Now, look, it's really competitive out on that coast where you're from. How long did it take you to kind of get the feel for what was happening and start to really get better? How many years did it take for you to really hit your stride there in the sport?
Man, I was put on a B team in 14 and unders, but I remember going into 16 and unders and getting into high school, starting to hit the weights and starting to really get into the nitty gritty of the tactics of the sport. And I think at that point there's really a switch there. I think that's where I really caught my stride, was freshman year of high school.
You all had a chance to have Stanford and UCLA in your pool here last year. What did it mean, from obviously being a West Coast guy, what did it mean to be able to compete against those guys in this sport?
It's been awesome to be able to play some of the West Coast teams. I did ODP when I was younger, Olympic Development Training Program, and some of my buddies who ended up going to some great schools, I ended up playing against. And, in the water, we're enemies, but out of the water, it's good to catch up with those guys, see how they're doing.
Bobby, some of those guys were cyborgs, man. I've never, look, I call a lot of sports, okay? I call a lot of sports. I've never seen anything like the guys that were playing for them. Being involved in the sport, I mean, just the talent, the size, the strength, the stamina, everything that they brought to the pool last year. I was amazed at guys that size, that agile, that athletic in the pool. It was something to watch. What's it like to compete against that?
Well, I'm a pretty big guy myself, and I can move through the water pretty decently. I think in water polo, a lot of your, a lot, moving through the water, it's a lot of shoulder strength. I mean, with swimming, if you're kicking a lot, you're able to move through. It's definitely more tiring if you're a bigger guy, but with enough conditioning, I've seen, some really big guys be able to, move up and down the water.
All right, you are a big guy. How do you mark people like that, and how do you see people mark you in this sport? Because that's quite a challenge as well.
Well, I think if someone were to expose, they're trying to go up against me and say, how do I get to this guy? I would say it would probably be they put a quick guy who would just try to condition me up and down the pool, but not many people can wrestle with me there in center. I'm pretty tough.
All right, now the Olympics have shown us the last couple of times they have had the underwater cameras, so we get a small taste of what goes on. But what goes on under the water that we don't see? Because I think anybody that doesn't believe this is a physical sport just doesn't watch it closely enough, because this is quite a physical sport for all of you I know that play it. What's that activity like that goes on under the water? And I'm sure some of it's probably left better unsaid.
Well, there's a funny saying in water polo that 50% of the game, the refs call 50% of the game, meaning that the other 50% is under the water that they can't see. In the center, I'm a center defender. That is my primary position. And those centers like to get really physical. They like to grab your suit and move you around to get an advantage on them. And can't confirm nor deny if I've thrown a few knees at them in the process. But it's definitely there are some players that they go out, they try and poke you, they try and get under your skin. And it's really important to go back to discipline with our team. We hold ourselves at a higher standard, and I don't remember a guy getting rolled from a game from our team due to misconduct. In the water, we get hit, we take it. Our team, we're a bunch of warriors, and I really pride being part of this team because of that. It's definitely different from the teams I've grown up with.
Relocating from the West Coast to come east to play in college, and obviously to attend an institution like the Naval Academy, how different is the Bobby Lee that showed up for I-Day than the one that sits here now just a couple of months away from graduation?
Very different. I've definitely come a long way since I've come here. I'm a foundation school kid. I went to the Hill School in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. It's a boarding school. They taught me a lot, initially about discipline and, living, putting yourself at a higher standard than I'm used to, because I went to a public school in California. I'm, kind of more used to like going with the flow. Me and all my friends, we go surfing. So definitely coming here, it showed me, how to really apply yourself, to academics and apply yourself to things, outside of your own, personal pursuits. Definitely become less selfish of a person, I think. Definitely become more organized, more disciplined of a person. And I definitely have seen my passion for, the team aspect. My passion for this team is, I don't think it can be matched to, what I felt in high school. For there was more of a job. This feels more like a brotherhood.
No doubt about it. Bobby, appreciate the time this morning. We look forward to seeing you guys this weekend as you all take on LaSalle. The 11 o'clock match on Sunday will be televised live on ESPN+. We look forward to seeing you you and your teammates coming up on Sunday. Appreciate the time today.
Thank you for your time.